everything changes.
Hey, what's up everybody? Welcome in to the Rockstarflipper YouTube channel. Thank you guys for joining me on a Friday night TGIF. Hopefully everybody's having a wonderful evening, and it is the last day of January. It's the 31st, 2020. Thank you guys so much for an amazing first month of the year. Do want to mention that the last day today for my 2020 package is below, so use that link. Today's video, I've got it up here on my iPad, all about social media, how you can start social media and start making money part-time. And so I want to use the whiteboard to show you guys a little bit about how you can just get your social media off the ground making some money, and how in theory by the end of the year, by the end of this year, you should be making $25,000 a year. You should be making $2,000 a month off of your social media and direct sales and increased sales by using social media. There's no reason that you can't be making that much money, $2,000 a month, by the end of the year. Okay, it's not gonna start in February. You're not gonna make $2,000 in February unless you really hustle, really have a great thing, and really hit to it. It's possible. I've seen more, I've seen less. But by the end of the year, our goal is to have you making $2,000 a month. Imagine what $2,000 a month extra, and it's all profit on social media, just about. There's a little bit of cost, but typically you can figure 90 to 95% profit of $2,000 a month, and getting to keep 1,800 of it in your pocket, pre-tax, guys, pre-tax, what it would do to change your life. And if you really hustle, you could be doing 3 or 4 or 5,000 a month. Think about how that would change your life. How much money pre-tax before your paycheck before your paycheck takes taxes out, if you're working a job, how much money do they keep? How much money do you get to make? Are you somebody making $15 an hour? That's a $600 paycheck, right? So you're doing $2,400 in pre-tax income before they take all their taxes, going to a job 40 hours a week. You can do this and start it part-time. You can start at 10 or 15 or 20 hours a week extra beyond your job. And eventually when you get to the point where you can quit your job at some point down the line and put 40 hours into it, that's when you can start making 3, 4, 5,000 pre-tax and not have to go to that stupid job anymore, right? So let me use the whiteboard here. Excuse any of the lights that I'm using, but let's talk about what you have to do. Like, you can start making money right now, and it may only be a couple of dollars, but once you figure out how to get a couple of dollars, you can figure out how to turn it into a couple of $100 a month, and then into a couple thousand. So essentially I've got a list here on the iPad of some streams of income and ways that you have to get them started. And so I just want to present those out to you guys of exactly what it takes part-time to just get going. So these are all examples, and you can do one of them, all of them, some of them. You don't have to do every single one. I know people that only do YouTube, people that only do Instagram, people that only do Facebook, people that do Facebook and YouTube, but not Instagram. They do Instagram and YouTube, but not Facebook. So you can decide where you want to be and what you want to do. But of course, the more platforms you're on and the more effort and the more people that you're reaching, the more eyeballs, we talked about that, eyeballs equals money, the more chance you have of growing faster and essentially hopefully making more money. So the very first one is the obvious. You guys are probably watching this video on YouTube, right? So YouTube has several ways that you can make money. So YouTube is number one, right? YouTube, this is probably gonna be small. In fact, I should probably zoom my camera, but since I'm already started, it's not gonna let me. But YouTube is, let me just go ahead and wipe this away, and I'll write it a little bigger for you guys. Should have brought a rag in here, but YouTube, number one, YouTube, there we go, wrote it a little bit bigger, right? YouTube is basically an all-inclusive video platform where you can make a bunch of different ways. Let me see if my other pen might have some better ink on it too to be a little bit darker. So number one, yes. So number one is through ad revenue. Ad revenue, okay? Ad revenue. What does that mean? It means when you watch a YouTube video and people roll a Google ad like Bank of America, Coke, Sprite, whatever it is that you're watching, you get paid all the time when those ads are rolling. Now, you have to build a YouTube channel to 1,000 subs and 4,000 hours in 12 months. Okay, in 12 months, 4,000 hours of watch time. Okay? So what does that mean? Well, 4,000 hours, we know there's 60 minutes, so it's 240,000 minutes. If an average person watches 3 or 4 minutes of your videos, you're gonna need thousands of views, but you get 12 months to get that. Once you hit that number, then you'll be approved for monetization. So when you take 12 months into account, like I said, you're not gonna start making YouTube ad revenue in day one, week one, month one, or even month 2 or 3. It's gonna take 4, 5, 6 months if you work at it part-time even to build it up to get it to this point to monetize. Once you monetize, how much money can you expect? Well, most people in their first few months, even after monetization, are lucky if they make, say, $100, $200, maybe even $300 a month, depending on their views, their content, all that stuff, right? You're not gonna, again, in the first 6 months, probably zero. 6 months to 12 months, expect to make anywhere from 100 to 300 a month. If you do really good, maybe 400 or 500. You know, it probably took me 1.5 to 2 years to get over $1,000 a month on YouTube ad revenue. So just being realistic, guys. So we're talking about in the first, like I said, by the end of the year, in 12 months to get you to 2,000 a month. But let's just say in 6 months, we can get you to 100 or 200. And then between month and 6 and 12, you figure out how to turn this ad revenue into $400 a month by month 12, right? So that's $400 a month. And 400 is not that hard, especially in reselling or social media or jewelry, whatever it is that you do. You could turn that into $400 a month, right? Okay, perfect. So the second way to get paid on YouTube is through affiliates. And if you don't know what affiliates are, anytime you see somebody who says, hey guys, I used this gimbal to film all my videos and I had this camera attached to it, that means when they link it below, if you go to Amazon or eBay or wherever the website is that they linked it from, if they have an agreement with that website, most times it's Amazon or eBay, if you click on that item and you buy that item, they're gonna get paid. This gimbal's $130. Amazon's typically like 6%. So 10% would be what, 13, and 5% would be $6.50. So if you bought this from me and I linked it off Amazon, I'd probably get around $7, $8 for it, right? Also, what's great about affiliates, at least with Amazon and eBay, if they click and they go and they don't buy this item, but they click around and they buy something else, you still get credit. So let's say I'm looking at the gimbal and I'm like, hey, I don't know if I wanna buy it right now. Oh, but look at these great shoes, and I click and I buy the shoes, you're gonna get credit for the shoes. So affiliates are a fantastic way. You can start earning money in month 1 from affiliates. Now you're not gonna earn a lot, I can promise you. It took forever for me to even build up to a few $100s a month in affiliates, okay? Affiliates, like I said, this would be a $7 commission, right? So people would have to go through and buy lots of items for you to even make $100. You'd have to have 10, 15, 20 people buying stuff. It's a lot. In your first 6 months, 3 to 6 months, you can earn money in the first month. I've seen people earn $5, $10, $20, $80. I think it's a $25 minimum. Once you hit 25, they'll send it to your bank account once a month, right? If you only hit $10 this month, they roll it over. And then the next time, if you hit 15 and it's 25, then they'll send it to you and then you start fresh with 0. So affiliates in the first couple months, you're not gonna expect to make more than $10, $20, $30 a month, right? But by month number 6, there's no reason you can't make $50 a month. And by month 12, there's no reason you can't be making $100 a month and people clicking your links. Because remember, you're not just gonna put it in those YouTube videos that you make. You can post it on your Instagram post to your fans on your Instagram or on your Facebook page or in your Facebook group that you own. That's $100 a month, right? Just from clicking all those links all over the place. The bigger the audience, the better. But it doesn't take a huge following to make a few bucks off of affiliates. And $100 a month is really not that much. On average, that's gonna give you $1,200 a year. The YouTube ad revenue is gonna give you $4,800 a year. Those two streams of income are equal to $6,000 a year. $6,000 a year for just those 2 streams of income, right? Okay, so next, YouTube's third stream is super chats, right? So this is when you do live shows or you can set up donations or whatever it may be, right? Super chats, you ever seen me get live YouTube super chats? People give $2, $5. That doesn't generally happen when you start a YouTube, but it can happen in month 1. Again, if it adds up to $100, YouTube's minimum to transfer you is $100, so it may take you a few months. In your first few months, you're probably not gonna get any super chats, probably 6 months. You're probably gonna be at the end of the year, but by the end of the year, there's no reason over $50 a month. That means the entire month you're getting less than $1 or less than $2 a day. You can't get $50 worth of donations, $50 worth of donations or super chats. Man, my markers are really dying here. I'm gonna have to get some new ones. $50 a month or $600 a year worth of super chats. I get this sometimes in a month, the 600. I've gotten this in a day before. Big channel, of course, I get it. But $50 a month, $600 a year for you to target in your first year by the end of the year, $600 a month, right? Step number 4 for revenue streams on YouTube is gonna be all the other miscellaneous. And that means sponsorships, okay? Sponsorships, people saying, hey, I have this great video, I have a great channel, can you shout it out? I'll give you 50 bucks. Happens all the time. People are like, I'd love to build my YouTube channel, you have a lot of fans, here's 50 bucks, please shout me out. You have to say that you were paid if you do that, okay? Sponsorships, that's number 1. Or somebody says, I have a fantastic new gimbal, can you please display this in your video and I'll give you a free gimbal and 50 bucks. I do it with the ArcScan printers. I think they gave me like $300 or $400 plus a percentage of all the ones that sold. Always negotiate a price up front and a percentage of sales. You always want to make the back end, okay? So sponsorships, right? You won't get any until your channel grows. Again, it's going to be the end of the year. But you can get paid off of sponsorships. Fantastic way to get paid. Straight donations or Patreon. Patreon is a website where people can go and donate and support you. And in return, you might give them private member only content, or you might give them Patreon rewards or tiers. You can go look at patreon.com. Patreon, patreon.com, and check it out. Get a good example of it. Go to YouTube, look at some videos about it. Great place. So again, no one's just going to donate to you until they know that you're legitimate. So Patreon and sponsorships, everything together. Let's just say by the end of the year, you can get, again, $50 a month, $600 for the year. Okay, so that's all YouTube income. We already know these two are $6 grand, and then we're adding another 12. So that means all the YouTube by the end of the year, and we'll just be conservative, should make you $7,000 a year on pace. $7,000 a year on pace, just from the YouTube income being conservative. Really, it's probably gonna be 8,000 or 9,000. So that's stream number 1. If you just use YouTube within a 6 to 12 month period, you could be making around, and we'll say $400, $500, $600 a month just from one stream of income YouTube, right? And if you really hustle, you could get it to $800, $900, $1,000 a month, where you're making 10 or 12 grand a year instead of 7. I'm putting 7 down as conservative, okay? So that's stream number 1. Okay, so number 2 is the obvious. It's Instagram. It's probably the most used social media, and I'm gonna show you a couple ways that you can use Instagram to sell things. So again, you're gonna put out the affiliates through Instagram, right? So we're gonna put out affiliates. And Instagram doesn't convert quite as well on affiliates, but it does okay. Let's just say that it equals out to $30 a month instead of $50, right? $30 a month is $360 for the year, okay? Now you don't get ad revenue from Instagram yet. Maybe one day, we hope, I don't know, we'll see. You can also get sponsorships and all that, but very, very hard on Instagram until you grow. I'm gonna say that sponsorships and all of that and donations are non-existent in your first year. Almost none. Even to this day, it's hard to get them with the size of my channel. So that's 0, right? Sponsorship. So there is no ad revenue, so that doesn't exist. So ad revenue, ads is equal to 0 on Instagram. But what is fantastic about Instagram, which you can do on YouTube, but not quite as easily, let me pull up my chair here so I can make it easier, is you can sell merchandise, your inventory out of your stores. You can sell items directly to people on the Instagram platform, and you can direct them over to your store just like you would on YouTube by sending people over, okay? So, and it's much easier to do on Instagram than it is there. I think that there's no reason you can't sell one item every other day, right? At least one item every other day. If you're posting stuff, if you're linking stuff, as really no extra time, right? And so selling your merchandise and your inventory and linking people to the store, if it just amounts to a $20 sale every other day, 15 times a month, that's $300. Let's say you profit 50%, you're gonna make another $150 a month off of increased sales, which comes out to $1,800 a year, right? $1,800 a year, okay? Off of selling additional merchandise, $1,800 per year. On top of our 360 up here from getting additional affiliates, we're getting no sponsorships and no ad revenue from Instagram. So those are our two main ones. The other one is that you can sell your own products. Sell your own products, right? Own products, okay? Well, what does that mean? Let's say that you're a jewelry person, somebody that sells jewelry, somebody that sells rings, makes jewelry, whatever it is. You could create a guide and a book of how to tell real jewelry, how to look for stuff, what to look for in Rolexes, how to appraise, how to look things up. You could make a guide of the best-selling jewelry. You could do all of this and sell it all together for $20. When you start off, no one's gonna buy anything from you, but after 6 to 12 months, you should be able to sell one every other day. Again, $300 a month, but that's all profit. So that's gonna be $300 per month in profit of selling your own products, which is $3,600 a year, right? Selling your own products, which we didn't even mention that as far as YouTube goes, selling your own products. You certainly could sell way more products through YouTube. If we add up just these three that count, we're at 454, 57, 60, almost $6,000 worth of revenue a year on Instagram selling through these platforms. And we add that together with our 7,000 from YouTube and we're at 13,000. Now what's great is we haven't even discussed selling your own products or increase sales through YouTube, probably another couple of $1,000s a year. I would venture to say Instagram plus YouTube in your first year, okay? In your first year, which this pen is really sucking right now, I'm gonna have to get another one, would equal $15,000 a year that you would be on pace to do. $15,000 a year by the end of the year that you should be on pace to do minimum if you just use YouTube and Instagram part-time. We're gonna go over how many hours a day this takes at the end. I wanna show you a couple more platforms, a couple more things that you can do to make money, and then we'll talk about how many hours it is. All right, so I got a new marker, we're in business. So again, that is YouTube plus Instagram should be, after 12 months, part-time working, $15,000 a year, which means about $1,200 to $1,300 per month on those. Now, our third platform is another obvious that you guys are all gonna know, and it is Facebook. Even this one's a little dry. Hopefully we can get through this. Facebook. Okay, Facebook. Everyone knows Facebook, right? Biggest social media platform, billions of users, blah, blah, blah. We all know what it is, right? Okay, so how do you make money off Facebook? Well, first you're gonna have, number one, is a business page. Okay? And on that business page, if you've never created one, you're gonna have to create one. On that business page, the first thing that you're gonna be able to do is push traffic to your YouTube channel and to your eBay store, your Poshmark, wherever you sell merchandise, your own Shopify, your own shop, whatever it is. So I would say there's 3 trees of Facebook. There's 3 trees, right? 3 trees of Facebook. Here we go, this one's darker. So one is sending traffic to YouTube. One is sending to your stores. And that's your eBay, your Posh, and your Shopify. And the third way is selling product, okay? And honestly, if we want to add a fourth one, it's affiliates. Same as you do anywhere else, okay? So traffic to YouTube, traffic to your store, selling your own product, and affiliates. Let's say that all of these from your Facebook business page are very, very minimal, because not a lot of people go to Facebook business pages all that much. Let's just say that you send enough traffic to YouTube to make you an extra couple dollars a day, let's just say it's equal to $2 or $3 a day, right? Let's just say it only comes out to $50 a month. The traffic that you send from your Facebook page over to your YouTube. And sending them to your store only amounts to 1 a week. 4 sales a month at $100 a month in sales. And let's just say that's $50 profit for you, right? 50 profit in extra sales. So 50 worth of YouTube, 50 worth of sales. We're just talking about 1 sale a week off your Facebook business page because you sent somebody to it, right? Now you're selling your own product, right? You're selling that jewelry guide. You're a baseball collector that's put together a sports memorabilia price guide that you're gonna sell. You're selling them at 20 bucks a piece. It's all profit, right? I only did the store at profit 50. So selling product at 20 bucks profit per item, right? Just a PayPal fee involved in it, essentially. Let's just say you can only figure out how to sell 1 a week of those, right? So that's $80 a month worth of sales. And now the affiliates, let's just assume you can only get a couple of those sales a week, and it only amounts out to 10 bucks a week in sales. They're worth 3 or 4 bucks a piece. You can only figure out how to sell 2 or 3. That's $40 per month of affiliate sales. So we've got $180, $220 per month from your Facebook business page selling your products. So that's everything. $220 in extra income by using the Facebook page. None of these are big numbers, right? None of them are huge. Well, now you have a second way that you guys probably know. Second way to sell on Facebook using Facebook. And if no one knows this, well, then you're going to learn. And it's Facebook groups. Man, these pens are dying like nobody's business. Facebook groups. That means you're going to have to own a group, and you're going to have to join groups, network, and get people to shout your stuff out and to share your stuff. But all 4 of these apply to Facebook groups. You can send traffic to your YouTube, you can send them to your store, you can sell product, and you can link affiliates. So let's assume this does the same result, right? The same result here is another $220 worth of money. So now we've gotten Facebook up as a total to, man, these pens are just dead. I'm gonna have to get another one. We've gotten Facebook up to, maybe I can do this. Facebook up to $440 worth of income. $440 worth of income for, you guys get the point, $440 worth of income across Facebook page and Facebook groups. That's it, $440 a month. Well, that's pretty easy math. If I open up my handy calculator, $440 a month times, and we're doing this again over 12 months, over the 12-month time that you could have it. I'm gonna get the exact number, 440 times 12 is $5,280. So another $5,280, $5,280, which is very hard to write because these pens are garbage. $5,280, right? And we add that to our 15, we're over $20,000 to $21,000 a year after our first 12 months using YouTube, Instagram, and Facebook. So let's come back to the third one. We're gonna set this to 20,000 because that's fair. Let's come back and look at the third platform that you can use part-time. All right, guys, so we're back at it. Cue when you run out of markers, you go get good things from the store really quick. So I got them, now we can write correctly. So we talked about 1, 2, and 3. We talked about YouTube, we talked about Instagram, and we talked about Facebook. And we said within 12 months, there's no reason you can't be making 20,000 plus within 12 months. Now, that's not full-time income. You're not going to quit your job making $2,000 a month, or less, 1,800, $2,000 a month in pre-tax income. Most of you probably working full-time jobs are making at least $30,000 or $40,000 a year. Most of the numbers I usually hear people make about $800 a week, which comes out to about $42,000, $44,000 a year. So we have to about double this. But anybody that tells you you're going to go from social media zero to social media millions overnight or in a couple of months is lying. It takes time to build it up. There's only 3 ways to really blow up on social media, and it's 3 basic luck things. It's luck, it's knowing somebody, or it's paying for it. And I don't mean necessarily buying followers, but you can go, it kind of is. You could come to me right now. Somebody might come to me and be like, hey, Casey, I'll give you 10 grand to shout me out on all your social media accounts for a month. And I'd be like, well, it'd be kind of hard to turn down, right? It's a lot of money. So if for the right amount of money, you can certainly buy your way in. But that's not genuine, and it's not going to last. You could get lucky where maybe I notice and I love one of your videos, I start shouting it out, and that's, creating good content. So it is part luck, part not. And the third way is, of course, knowing someone. If your best friend has 1 million followers on YouTube and your sister has 500,000 and, your brother's girlfriend has 500,000 and all of them are making videos with you and collab and helping you out, then yeah, of course, people, you're going to get somewhere. If all your friends have popular channels, you could get somewhere. So networking really important for that way. So those 3, 20,000 a year by the end of the 12-month plan. So now there's 2 additional ways. So we're going to talk about way number 4, which is direct, right? It's not through any of these platforms, because all of these, you have to rely on these platforms. We're talking about direct. What do we mean direct? Well, there's 2 main ways, and one is through emails, right? Emails are important. Let's say you run that sports memorabilia business and you've got thousands of people in your Facebook group and you're like, hey guys, every Friday, I'm going to discount my store down 20%. I'm going to discount all my merchandise on my eBay and my Mercari and on my Shopify and on my own website by 20%. But you have to be in this group. You have to support me, and I need your email. I'll send it out via email. Let me get your emails, right? Well, now you're going to send out that email to all those people with a 20% off coupon, right? 20% off coupon to buy anything in your store, and you're only going to give it to people on your email. So if they're not on your email, they don't get the coupon, they can't save money. They might want to buy something, but they're not going to get to save money, right? Did it for a guy who owns a pizza shop. Every Friday was $5 Fridays, $5 Pizza Friday. So he required, when you came in and picked up your pizza, that you gave him your email list. You didn't have to, but you could write down your email list inside of his shop. Or if you ordered delivery from him, you could give him your email list at the time of ordering delivery. And he created this list that every Friday, to only his email list, he would send out $5 Fridays, 1 topping medium pizza, $5 Fridays, and people would buy. He'd sell hundreds of pizzas every Friday. He was selling like 200 pizzas a Friday, $1,000, $4,000 a month just from that coupon. Don't know the profits, but you get the point, right? So emails is number 1. And number 2, this one is pretty obvious, and this is kind of like, think about eBay where you can give out the coupon code. So we just talked about emailing it to people. Well, how else can we get to people that are only, section 1? And so this would be a private group or a forum, or even a site, a website. And so this means you have a private website, a forum board, or a private Facebook group where only members can get into it, right? And only those members have access to certain content. In order to get that content, they have to pay. Sometimes you might hear about it referred to as a paywall. In order to, have you ever, here's a great example, the Wall Street Journal, right? The Wall Street Journal is a great example. Or Cosmopolitan or Entrepreneur. How much is the Wall Street Journal? It's like $5 a piece, right? It's like $5 per thing, or $6 or something. Somebody can help me here in the comments. But you can go online, even to their app now, but before the app, the days of apps, now it's mostly apps. You could sign up and buy an entire year of the Wall Street Journal, which might be $60 or $70, and they give it to you for $40. You pay them all up front, but you get access to all the Wall Street Journal and all the things that are only in there for people to read. So that is the direct customer route. It's still a Facebook group, but it could be a website, it could be an app, it could be whatever it is, paid behind it, right? So that's another income. So these 2 types of incomes, these pay sites and these emails, let's just say that the email list is good for 1 sale every other day at $20. So again, this email list is going to be worth $300 a month, or $3,600 per year. And let's say that the pay site is worth the same, $300 per month, or $3,600 a year. And that's only one customer at $20 a customer every 15 days, every other day. So let's say you give a customer 20 bucks for the whole year for your paid group or whatever it is, right? One customer every 15 days. That means you're gonna sell $300 worth of those memberships a month, $360 for the year, or $3,600 for the year. 300 a month, $3,600 for the year. These two are worth another $7,200 a year. Pretty easy math, right? Number 5 is Twitter. Twitter is probably the low end of the totem pole, but there's one more that's lower, which we'll show you in a second. Twitter is only really good for driving traffic, getting people to get attention to go visit your stuff. I really wouldn't count on Twitter at the end of 12 months to be worth much of anything, but we'll just give it $100 a month. I doubt it's worth that much. That's what, $1,200? We'll just say it's worth $1,000. So we're just gonna call it $80 a month, right? It's worth $1,000 for the year. And then miscellaneous, this is miscellaneous S, everything else. And so what would this fall under? This is everything else that you decide to do. This is Tumblr, this is Pinterest, this is all those other sites that no one's using all that much or isn't that big, but you know, Pinterest is huge, but it's not in the level of these. It's not this big, right? So all of these might, if you consider driving traffic through all of them, let's just say they're worth about, I don't know, $800 for the whole year. For the entire year, that's all you're gonna make off of them. That's what, like $10 a day, or a dollar a day is 365. So it's like $2.50 a day. That's all that you would have to make, $2.50 a day to come to $800. So when we add this 7,200, this 8, and this 1,000, we get to 9,000 more, plus our 20, puts us to $29,000 a year. Probably on the low end, you should be able to be at a pace of 30K in your first year part-time. Now, let's talk about how many hours it takes to do what I just told you. Okay, so now we're gonna talk about the breakdown of hours part-time. Remember, I value part-time timers just as much as full-timers. So if you have full-time, then you know you can do way more than what I'm showing you. But part-time, YouTube, you have to make a video. And I'm gonna say when you start off, you're not gonna make 7 videos a week. You're probably not gonna make 3 or 4. You're probably gonna make 2, and they're gonna cost you, 2 videos are gonna cost you 3 hours a week, right? It's gonna take you 30 to an hour to record, especially when you get started. You're gonna have to learn how to edit. 90 minutes for a video is probably being conservative. It's gonna take you 3 hours a week to make your video. Then you're gonna spend 1 hour at least, but I'm gonna call it 2 hours, and that's gonna be replying to people, promoting it, changes, everything that you wanna do. This YouTube is going to equal 5 hours a week. 5 hours a week, YouTube, right? Instagram, every day you wanna probably put at least 30 minutes a day, 30 days out of the month, right? 30 minutes is 15, that's 15 hours on IG, and that's gonna be commenting, posting, sharing, stories, following. 15 hours a week. IG's the big one. 15 hours, probably more than 5 on YouTube, but 5 hours a week. 5 hours a week, 15 hours a month. That means your YouTube is gonna be 20 hours for the month. We'll do the monthly hours. So 20 hours and 15 hours for the month, right? So every day you should spend 30 minutes. So every other day, an hour on Instagram, that's 15 hours, probably more. So that's 35. Facebook, so posting to your page, really no time at all, just a few minutes a day to keep up on your page. Instagram will auto post to your Facebook and also auto post to your Twitter. Really, it's more about the Facebook group. So you want to spend at least an hour a day in Facebook group, replying to people's content, posting your own content, commenting, all that sort of stuff. You're going to spend probably at least a half hour a day, probably more. So we're just going to put 20 hours a month on Facebook, and this is commenting, replying, messages that you're gonna get inevitably. Okay, so that's 20. So now we're up to 55 hours, right? 55 hours for the month. Direct emails. Really, even if you send one a day, you should be able to write an email, create a good email, link stuff, product. It shouldn't take you more than 15 or 20 minutes per day. So, I mean, that's really like 10 hours a month. Shouldn't cost you more than that. And that's just emailing. And the private group if you have it. Or your website or whatever. You may spend more time. Pretty quick. Twitter, you don't want to spend any time on that. You really shouldn't spend more than 15 minutes a day. I mean, that's probably a lot. Instagram auto post to it. So really, I mean, if you spend 10 minutes a day, that's what, 300 minutes, 60, that's 5 hours a month. So I would say 5 hours a month is probably good, worth of Twitter time. You know, and that's also you going in and commenting, retweets, things like that, right? 5 hours a month. Okay? Everything else, probably the same. 5 hours a month, don't spend a lot of time on it. And that amounts to about 10 to 15 minutes a day. 10, 15 minutes a day, 5 hours a month. So 5, 10, 20, 40, 60, 75 hours. 75 hours a month. But remember, we work 30 days out of the month. But if you work your normal scheduled job, 40 hours a week, well, you work 160 hours a month. Even if we put 5 more hours, if we make this 6 hours, and we make this 6 hours, and we make this 11 hours, and we make this 21, and we make this one 16, and we make this one 21, we're now up to 80 hours. It's part-time, right? That's part-time, only 80 hours a month, but you get to do it over 30 days, right? So 80 divided by 30 days is 2.66 hours, 2 2.2 hours, 2 hours and 40 minutes per day. So 2 hours a day puts you at 60 hours. And then your other 20 hours divided out by the 30 is 0.66. It's 40 minutes. 20, 40, 60? Yeah, 40 minutes. So 2 hours and 40 minutes per day. Even if you could do 3 hours a day, which is 90 hours, we could add another 10 hours. We could add 2, 4, 6, 8. We could add another, 2 hours there, 2 hours there, 2 hours there, 1 hour, 1 hour. So 2, 4, 6, 7, 8, and 2 hours in direct email. More than enough time to get all this work done. That's all it takes. You don't need to spend more than 2 to 3 hours to build this to a, what was that number again, guys? $30,000 into the year. Now, you can take days off and spend 3 or 4 hours one day and only 2 hours another day, or however you want to do it. I do it all the time. But 1 year, at the end of the year, come time for month number 13, you should be on pace to make $2,500 in 12 months from now. This time in January, when you and I talk again in January, you should be saying, in February, I'm going to make $2,500 off of all the social media that I've done, the ad revenue, the sponsors, the direct products, the merch, the affiliates, the increased sales of sending people from my social media over to my products. There's ways to track all of this. There's ways to link all of this. There's emails that will cause you to know who bought what, when they bought it, and what they paid. There's ways and websites to automate all this, to make Instagram faster so you can cut down on the time. There's a ton of things that you can do, and a daily schedule to keep all of this organized, and a checklist and a to-do list. And in 1 year, you could take this to $30,000. Is it likely? Yes. But what are the odds? 50-50. Why? Because some of you are going to put the work in, and some of you are not going to put the work in. And so I'm really interested, a lot of you have purchased my 2020 package. A lot of you have picked up my social media bundles. How I do all of this is what's included in that. If you haven't got it, it's worth it. Check it out, pick it up. It's only $20.20. For all of you that do pick it up tonight or that have already picked it up, you know how to do all this, or you will learn how I do all of this step by step through the social media bundle. What's great is in 2020, I'm gonna actually take you through each one of these, and I'm gonna show you how I would write an email. I already show you in the program how you write an email, like what programs to use, how to click through them. I'm gonna show you how I create the marketing plans, how I create the sales pitches, how I create the content that I actually post. I'm gonna do all of that. I have some great content coming and some great available webinar and everything coming. So if you haven't got this, get it. If you have already got it or you do pick it up using this link, I am going to be reaching out to all of you in the coming week and month, next week and in February, of course, because February does start tomorrow. Actually, today's the last day of January. And I'm going to have some updated information and some updated things, some more in-depth advanced things to help you guys hit that number in 1 month. Now, some of you may kill it and may end up getting, making $1,000, $2,000 a month on your YouTube. You may make $1,000, you may end up making $40,000, $50,000, $60,000 in 2021. But for this year, for 2020, let's work on getting you all the way up to 2,500. Let's work to get you a couple hundred a month, and then 500 a month, and then 800 a month, and then 1,000 a month, and then 15, and then 2, and then $2,500 a month by the end of the year. That's what I plan to do. So make sure you grab the social media package in 2020. It's all below. Beyond that, I hope you guys have a lot of questions for me. Please ask any questions you have down in the comment section. I'll answer as many as you have, as many as I can get to. And I can't wait to come out with more content and videos to help you guys learn how to take all of these things up. I know there's a stigma and a lot of people have a lot of bad opinions. There's gonna be some comments about it, oh, he makes all, look, I broke it down in the video how much money I make. I split my time between reselling and social media. I love this stuff. I love reaching out and talking to you guys. And if somebody has a problem with somebody, me or you or anyone else who decides to make money through these routes, then piss off on them. Excuse me, YouTube. Don't care. That's just my opinion at this point. I read some really bad stuff about people who use social media for money last night, specifically targeting myself and several other people in the community that you guys know really well, some that live near me, some that don't. And I just figured this was an appropriate video for tonight. Don't be jealous of people that make money through social media or through other means. The end of the world is not just reselling. You can make a ton of money reselling, and that is half of my business. My other half is this side. One is not any better than the other, and I don't treat it that way. And the great thing is that this is fun and that this is, what is big and hot right now. So don't be mad or jealous or judge people because they choose to do something one way. As long as they make the money and it's legal and they pay the bills and they're helping people, then you know what? You should probably learn how to do it too, because you know what? The whole time you're sitting there complaining about other people making money, they're making money and you're not. All right, so I'll leave you guys with that. I'll leave the links below, and please ask as many questions as you want. If you're ever quiet, you don't comment, please ask questions. I want to answer as many as I can tonight. Thank you guys as always. Make sure you hit that like button to subscribe. I'll be at 100,000 this month. I can't wait, and I'll see you guys in the next video.